Alright, let me get my Wi-Fi out of here because I can the creator of Supreme Ambient Light Projection Screen Paint using technology gain. We're going to do a demonstration outside in the driveway. I was going to do it yesterday, which I'm kind of glad I didn't because right after I got the screen ready to be set up for outside, I got the projector, sound bar, everything ready to go. I had some difficulty, something I had to work on in the back real quick. And then no sooner than I basically had the screen outside, brought it back inside because I was trying to find all the tethers that went to the screen to strap it up outside. It rained like crazy outside, which means my projector would have got caught out, it had got wrecked. So today I checked the forecast, the weather's going to be good today. We'll be setting this up outside, but instead of using the Sony, we're going to go outside with the Christie. I haven't bought the Christie outside, never had a Christie outside. We're going to do a Christie outside, and then I'm going to do another paint on demonstration. We're going to do another screen because this is 12. I'm going to do another one. I just ordered another screen from Amazon, another 120 inch because that's the only thing that'll fit in my driveway. Everything else is too big, which I wish I could get a bigger screen in there. I wonder if I tether it. No, I can't do it because the gate is not that high. So the gate's not high enough in order for me to actually put in a higher one, because I would love to put a 150 inch, but I can't do it. It's not big enough. The gate's not tall enough. I'm going to have to build me out of PVC some kind of framing for outside in the driveway. So where the driveway's at right there, I'm going to have to take a PVC pipe and extend it a little higher up and then connect it to the house, so that way I can put in a bigger screen, because I would like to put in 150 inch back there, but I can't because the gate's not high enough. And if the gate's not high enough, I can't extend the screen past 7 feet. And if I do 150 inch, it's going to drape the ground. So right now, I had to do some touch-ups on the screen, and I'll tell you why. Biggest mistake when doing a screen like this kind of surface, because it has a lot of paint in it. Keep in mind, you have to prime these screens. So if you notice, the back of my screen is white, right? So you have to prime the screen first. So you have the primer that's already on the screen, and then I put 2 coatings of the Supreme Black 12 on this. So the screen was pretty wet. It wasn't wet, but it was dry, but it was still curing, which means there were areas of the screen that were still wet. Then I folded it up, which was a bad idea. Usually if you do a screen like this, it's supposed to dry for about a day, because it's a lot of paint on this screen. You've got 2 coatings of primer that are actually under the screen when you first do it, and then you got 2 coatings of the paint on top of it. I always put 2. So make sure you let it dry a day. The dumb mistake that I made was I painted the screen in the same day and did the demonstration in the same day, and there were small pockets in the screen that were still wet. When I folded the screen up, pulled it apart, I caused some slight damage to the screen, which now it's been drying overnight, so it should be good. But that was a mistake I made. I've never did that. I've never painted the screen like this and take that outside on the same day, which is a bad idea for any surface, because it's like a sponge. There are going to be pockets in there that could be still wet, so you have to let the screen cure, which means you have to let it dry thoroughly, which I didn't do. Which I should have known better, because I've done a lot of these screens before, and I've never taken a screen out the same day I painted it. It usually stays downstairs overnight, and then the next day I pick it up and do it from there. But I actually painted this screen, took it out on the same demonstration. That was a bad idea. All right, so this is going to be dry, and then next I'm going to be ordering some PVC piping, because I want to put a bigger screen. Right now I can only put outside because my gate is only 7 feet high. So in order for me to put a 150 inch screen, I got the length for it, I just ain't got the height. I'm gonna have to get some PVC piping and zip tie it and build me kind of like round kind of a frame, a round frame. So it'll zip tie to the side of the fence, it'll go a little farther up, it'll connect to the side of the house, I'll zip tie it there, and then I'll bring it around, and that will allow me to be able to use the grommets in the frame to zip tie it to the PVC piping. And of course, you know, it's only right here at the end of my driveway, so, you know, no one's going to drive a car down there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll paint it green or black or whatever, so it blends into the property a little better. But that's what I'm going to have to do, because this is 120 inches, the biggest I can put back there. But I got the length. I got the length, but the only problem is I just ain't got the height. So that's what I got to work on. All right, so Christie's going out tomorrow. I was trying to explain to people that sale that fellow was having, that if you didn't, I know I gotta sweep my stairs. If you didn't get a chance to jump on that Christie, even if he has it for $300, it's still a good deal, because I explained to you that Christie projectors are very expensive projectors. They're not cheap. I'm really surprised I was able to get that particular projector, and these are used. So I'm looking at getting, I want to get a, I want to swap out my whatchamacallit, my projector, my Optoma, and get me a Christie ultra short throw. They're $3,500, and that's not laser or 4K. That is only 1080p. Now this is my projector right here. This is one I had downstairs on the floor that I paid for around 200. This is used. Mine's used also. I paid around $229. And then the merchant who had it, for some reason, I don't know why, he went back up to $299. Then he brought it back down to $218 for one day. And now they're back up to $299. So when I tell you that this is how much that projector costs used, you know, if you don't get a good deal on it, that's what you'll pay for that projector. That's mine right there. So I mean, they're not cheap projectors. This is one without the lens, and it will cost you $800 for that projector without the lens. They are very, very expensive high-end projectors. That's why I was trying to get my hands on. When I saw the one that was the what was it, the LX? No, LW. The LWU420. I saw that years ago, and they wanted a couple grand for that projector. I was like, that's not going to happen anytime soon. And just to give you an idea, what do you think? These are all used projectors. What they run for. They're not cheap projectors. That's why the fellow, when he came in, he said, yeah, Christie, that's a high-end projector. Yep. This is what these bad boys run for. Even the older models. The older models, look at this. 7,000 lumens. They always got killer lumens on there. Now see, somebody got one in here already. They got one here. It's not the model that I had. This is the LW400. So this one right here is the one I just purchased. The one I just purchased was a black one. This is 720p. This one right here is going for 114. One of the things you got to watch out when you shop on eBay. You see the image here? I don't usually give that out. That ID, I don't give that out. And the reason why is because I just don't. I game by myself. All right, so check right here. See right here, see the picture here, right? And see the picture here? You got to be careful when you buy projectors. There's a certain thing that I look for. People say, what do you look for when I buy a projector? There's a certain picture. Okay, see how this picture is? See how this looks? Looks like somebody took a picture from someplace else and they put it there for advertisement. Now, if you have the actual physical projector, there's no need for you to have a picture like this. You should have a picture like this that will allow you to go in and zoom up on the projector, see if there's any cracks or blemishes or scratches on the lenses or anything like that. That's the kind of stuff you have to look for. Some of them are nice to tilt it up so you can see that VIN number at the bottom. But this right here, this is what you want to stay away from, because you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So you buy this projector and it's used, it says used, and you get it home and it's got cracks and everything in it because you could not see that because it's not showing the real pictures. That's what you want to stay away from. Anything that those pictures don't look real, you stay away from that. Look at that. Look at this baby right here. 3,600 lumens. This is a 12K projector. I told you they have projectors higher than 8K. You just have to have a certain projector does it. That's a 12K projector right there you're looking at. Look at the shipping cost on that. $149 the shipping cost. You know the size of this projector is probably massive. And they got 12K. When the fellow was sitting there saying that, no, they don't have, the only thing they have is 8K. The only thing higher, no, they got 12K projectors. You just have to know what projectors to look for. These special abilities may not be on Sony's, they might not be on JVC's, but you got certain high-end projectors out there that do have the ability to produce this. It's just very expensive. And that's used. And guess what? It's at a bid. This is the starting bid on this projector. Is 3,600 lumens. I'm sorry, 3,600 lumens. I'm sorry, 3,600. 3,600. It's the starting bid for this projector. And I told you things are insanely and crazy expensive. If you got a chance to jump on one of those projectors, man, you made out. Didn't? Well, look at it. Look at the scuff marks on this projector. And look at the price for it. 5 people watching. Because they know that projector costs a freaking arm and a leg. I wonder, oh, good gracious, look at this. I'm going to click on this one right here because I'm curious. That's a pretty bad scuffed up projector. It's like someone threw it down into us. Okay, let me see. Go to Projector Central and see what the original cost for that projector would cost. Let me see. Let's go to Projector Central. Let's go pop in and see what that projector would cost. And how old is it? This is why I love Projector Central. So let me see what we got here. All right, this is a projector right there. In good condition. Let's scroll down. Look at the lumens on that projector. I told you, Christie had beast. When it comes to lumens, Christie's lumens are beast. Let me look at that. This projector came out in June 06. It was released in June 06. It's discontinued. What was the price for it? Oh, they have it under NA, so no price not available. It's probably insanely expensive. Look at the contrast on it. I told you, these projectors are amazing, man. I might just, when I get my house, I might do everything in the house all Christie. I might do everything in the house all Christie. Because, like I said, I'm a big Sony fan. You've seen my Sony projectors, but I'm going to tell you right now, my settings in my Sony, I have them set to my preference, right? But that Christie is still standing in factory mode. It's never, none of the settings have ever been changed in it. The only thing I changed was the input. And that thing has better picture, better quality than my Sony. So I'm thinking like, I may have to switch over my projectors to Christie's. I'm curious, what is the price point for this projector? I mean, that projector was scuffed and beat up, and there's still got people watching for that projector. So let me see. Somebody's gonna have to have a price on what that thing costs. Let's go check it out. See who has a price on that projector. See what one of these bad boys would cost. Someone has on eBay. There's only one on eBay. Unused. Let me see this company if it does have it. And they just had the lamp. Good God, look how much the lamp costs for the thing. It's how much the lamp costs for that projector. That's why I tell people that before you buy a projector, please see how much the lamp will cost you first, because the lamp could be a killer. So I tell a lot of people that check the lamp first, because you're going to buy this projector. One of those guys are going to go in there and buy that projector, and then find out later on that lamp's going to cost you $196 for that lamp. Probably a lot more than that. If you go to some other places, probably a lot more than that. Let's put down price, because I'm curious. It's a scuffed. I wouldn't buy it. It's a scuffed up projectors. But I mean, if you're just gonna, I don't know what you would use it for, but someone's interested in, people are interested in buying that thing. Oh, now I see why. That's why. That's why they want it. Look at the price of that projector. It's an $18,000 projector. Oh, wait, that's a 65, my bad. Oh, got that one wrong. Egg on my face. All right, let me see. Anyone have anyone besides this one? Is he the only one who has this projector? Let me see. What is the price for this bad boy? Because I'm curious. It's a scuffed up, beat up projector, and there are people watching it. So what's so good about this projector? All right, it was a six minus the 665. And it's for 500. I don't see anything up here that's matching this projector, which is interesting. Which, I mean, he might have a rare projector there, but it has to be somebody who has that projector. Okie doke. Let's go back. I'm just curious. I gotta know. The lamp, I've seen the lamp replacement, and the lamp replacement on this thing is insane. I've seen worse. I've seen projectors that had lamps for $800-900. Way, way worse. No one has a price on this thing. And basically, Projector Central has it under not available. This is just the lamp. I told you it can get worse. $601 for the freaking lamp in some places. That's why you might want to check how much the lamp costs. How much does the lamp cost for the projector I have downstairs, which I'm about to replace this week? My lamp and my projector cost me $50. That's it. My lamp and my Sony downstairs cost me $50. That's it. I'll show you some of the merchants where I go. That's not bad. That's not bad. $601? Are you kidding me? For a lamp for your projector? You could buy a brand other projector for that price. That's insane. How many projectors I can get for $600? Yeah, they're not gonna give up on that one. Let's go back over here. That's I'm just curious. Remote control not included. Remote controls are never included. Sometimes you look at it, it still runs. Look at that. Look at the image on it. All right. Yeah, well, if you can afford it, hats off to you if you can afford it. But I'm not paying $600 for a lamp. My lamps on my Sony can run anywhere from $800 for a lamp on that Sony downstairs. And those are VPL FH30s. And I own about 2 of those. They're brand new. They're $4 a piece. The Sony 3600 lumen that I have sitting in the room that I game on is a 5200 lumen projector, and they're $5 They're actually $4 if you get them white. They're $5 if you get them in black. Yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna pay for that. I got bills. I got rent, things that have to be paid for, and I run a company which eats up a lot of money. It does. It eats up a lot of money. So I got expenses I have to pay for. Even if I had the money and I was filthy rich, I still wouldn't pay for it. I really wouldn't. Not in that condition, no. I wouldn't get it. If I were going to go down that route, I would go buy that 12K over there that they had over there for like $16,000, $17,000. Then I would buy that. But not that. And I would be scared to death to know what that lamp would cost. You get the bill for that, you would literally probably get out of your bed without bending your knees. Budget it better. Yeah, my friend. You run a company? You own a company? You run a company. You understand exactly what I'm talking about. I spend at least $400 and $500 a day. I spent thousands of dollars in shipping costs. I think COVID-19 cost me a lot of money because I had orders backed up on my account since March 11th. So I spent thousands of dollars on just about containers and supplies and just about everything else I need to get my hands on to get these orders out the door. So yeah. But this isn't, we're not talking about who has money to afford this and afford that. At the end of the day, truthfully, let me explain something to you, my man. It ain't about how much money you have and what you can spend it on. It's about what you have and what you enjoy. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. You can have somebody out there that can have a $500 system, and that can be the best system they ever had in their entire life, and it brings them happiness, and that's all that matters. It doesn't matter whether or not you got the best sound system or the best projector or this, that, and the other. It doesn't come down to that. It comes down to the end of the day that how you spend your time. That's what it comes down to. You do medical marijuana. I know people in that field. So yeah, I know people in that field. I know people in that field that have 150, 200 acres of Phoenix, Arizona land, and they've learned how to basically grow soil, grow like vegetables and stuff like that on wasteland that pretty much does have the ability to produce life. But I know people who actually live out in Phoenix, Arizona, who own tons and tons of acres, and that's what they do. So I know people in that field. Yeah, even one point in my life, I met a nuclear physics, a guy who actually he actually spent years on a nuclear sub. This is the most interesting fellow I ever talked to in my life. He was really high IQ, interesting dude. But yep, he spent years under the ocean. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. No, I couldn't do it. Can you imagine being in a submarine and you're watching a movie like Jaws? That'd freak me out. But anyway, well then, you know what? In the field you make a lot of money. You make a lot of money. But it's not about how much you make, as I said before. At the end of the day, it comes down to what brings you your happiness. That's what it comes down to. I know people in Dubai who got setups, man, that will blow your freaking socks off. They live in palaces that have insane setups. Some crazy, insane setups. One guy had it looked like a full-size movie theater in his home. I'm talking about concession stand, giant movie posters, the whole 9 yards. That's oil money out there. They got money to burn, literally. And I guess that's his happiness. But I've seen some people who have a simple setup. They have a nice little 50-inch setup with their sound bar and everything, and that's their peace of mind. There's a couple over in New York City. They have a nice little setup. I think I like it. I love it. It's on their balcony. They have a nice little Pico projector out there, and they have their 50-inch screen. They got their lanterns out there and the 2 chairs side by side, his and hers, and it's the most beautiful thing I ever saw, man. It's their piece slice of heaven. So, you know, it depends on what makes you happy at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to. But it shouldn't cost your arm and a leg to do it. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not moving to the West Coast. I'm sorry. Where I'm at right now, we don't have earthquakes or anything else, any crazy national disasters. Keep in mind, I got people who have contracts with people who live on the West Coast. I'm good where I'm at. I'm happy where I'm at. I got a place where I'm going to, and I'm happy. I already got an agency already looking for a house for me, so I'm happy where I'm at. I don't need to move anywhere else. I've been in Philadelphia for a long time. I plan to die in Philadelphia. Look at this right here, 1200 lumens. This is 1200 lumens. Good gracious, 1200 lumens. Man, 1200 lumens, I could shine this across the street and I could play Star Wars in my neighbor's living room with the 1200 lumen projector. I gotta buy one of these now. It's a little pricey, but I'm thinking about it. I gotta buy a 1200 lumen projector because I'm curious. I'm gonna take a 1200 lumen projector and I hit that with one of our screens in the morning hours. I'm curious how it would react. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one. I'm gonna have to get it. I need a 12,000 or I'm curious because the companies we work with, they have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 lumen projectors. I'm like, good gracious, I gotta get one. But can you imagine the consequences of walking in front of one of those projectors backs? And now keep in mind, these things are mounted up high. So the odds of you walking in one of these is like a million. You're not gonna walk in that, period, because they're mounted up high. But if you bought one of these projectors and you set it down to eye level, like you set it down literally, stacked it on top of something, and you basically walked in front of one of these, oh yeah, you'll come back in the house, your eyes will be looking like Raiden. Let's see. There you go right there, people. Remember I told you they make 16K projectors? Right there. That's a 16K. Right there. They make them. I think I had the conversation with the guy. I said JVC had one. I think JVC had a 16K projector. And he said, no, they don't make them that high. I said, yes, they do. They do make them that high. Freaking Disney has 16K projectors when they do their displays and stuff. 16 freaking K. Good God. What the freak are you running on 16K? There is no application anywhere that's going to run it. Well, I don't know. But good God, 16K? What is the... Look at this. There's the whole freaking readout on this bad boy. This thing is gigantic. Look at the shipping. You want to know what the shipping costs on this projector? $500. It's $500 to ship this projector. To sell my business. Oh, no, that's not going to happen. Nope. I'm not selling my business. I've gotten offers from I'm not saying offers from Screen Innovations. I've gotten offers from other companies, but I'm not selling my company. I like my company. God blessed me to be able to have this business, and you don't sell your blessings. You don't. I thought about it a few times, but no, I don't need to sell my business at all, period. If you knew exactly what position I was in my life for some things that happened to me, no, trust me. And I couldn't even tell you the amount of what. No, I'm going to leave that alone. Leave that alone. I just have a potential lawsuit coming up, and it is a big lawsuit. So, no, trust me. If you knew who I was suing, who my lawyers were suing, yeah, you would see why it would not bother me at all. I can't say much about it. I'm not going to say anything about it, but yeah. But anyway, let's move on here. 16K. Good gracious. Man. You could hit 16K on cement and show ocean, and people would literally think that there was water there. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody would jump off your roof and go head first into the freaking cement thinking there was water there. That's insane. These right here, now these projectors, someone was telling me about these particular projectors, are really good projectors. I've never heard of them before, so I might buy a cheaper model of this projector and use it. Can't give you that information out, man. You're asking personal information, my friend. I don't give that information out. I do come from Mars, though. I do. Just to let you know, in 2021, we're coming to take over the world. I'm just playing with you. No, I'm not from Mars. Or maybe I am. I don't know. But anyway, no. I can't give out that information. This demonstration is not about that. They've got places you can go to and you can talk and meet people. All right, let me see. Yeah, man, good gracious, man. That's got me kind of interesting. Like, good, that's amazing. Yeah, I can't wait till I get my settlement, man. I'm definitely want something like that because I'm curious what this would look like on the screen. I mean, I've already done just about when it came to low-end projectors, but man, yeah, it's a monster. Oh, look at this craziness. All right, we saw 16K, right? 18K. 18K projector. Good gracious, man. Freaking, that's insane. That's why I said Christie projectors, man. I'm telling you, man. You want them freaking 16, 17. That's what I explained to the guy. They make them that big. Dude, you're asking a lot of weird questions, man. Can we drop that topic? Because you kind of sound like you sound a little bit like some of these projection screen companies that call me up and they want to basically talk. So I'm not giving you any information to begin with. I hope you're not a crower, because if you're a crow, I told you, we get them from time to time. They will pop into the channel and basically try to get information from me, which is really sad. So chill with that, man. Okay, we're not having that conversation. 18K, that's insane right there. I told him, I wish that fellow was in here. I had that conversation with. He's like, no, they don't make projectors that high. Yes, they do make them that high. Freaking 18K. Look at the price tag on 18K right there. You just have to be able to get the right projectors to do this. Look at this right here. This is a Sony 4K projector right there. Look at a price tag on the Sony 4K at 10,000 lumens. That's when someone tells me that they got a projector and they paid like $250 or $170 for it, and they'll say that, hey, look, I got this projector and I paid $200 for it. That is virtually impossible. Yeah, sure, buddy. He makes a good product. Okay, let's move on. But anyway, so this projector right here, as you can see, it is freaking, what is it? It's 10,000 lumens Sony. All right, so first things, let me explain something to you. You said he makes a good product. He has never matched any of my demonstrations, not one. And if you go back and check my archives and you see the demonstrations that I do, he hasn't matched them. Not one. Matter of fact, we have 3 challenges out there that were posted for him that were never met. You ever heard of the 1100 lumen challenge? Well, that challenge was never touched. So until he completes that challenge, which I doubt he's going to do it, because that one was done on a 1100 lumen projector, 13 feet back at around 7 o'clock in the evening. No one's matched it. So where you going with that? All right, let's check out. I wanted to get, and now keep in mind, I found out that my projector downstairs, I can change out my lens. Whoa, you just don't understand what that the lenses cost, man. Christie. I can get an ultra short though lens for my projector. Because for some reason, not ultra short though, I can get a short though lens. Christie does make a short though projector, but the lenses are a bit expensive. Let me show you right here, right there. So check out the lens for that one right there. Yep, he's a whatchamacallit. Okay, you gotta go, buddy. Goodbye. We get him in here every once in a while. I try to let them stay in, but they have to carry on. So he has to go. All right, let's move on. You ask me questions about my person. We're here doing a demonstration about different projectors and stuff like that in the outdoor screen. And so when I see somebody rear off and they start asking me weird questions, stuff like that, either it's one of his little spies that he likes to have him come in and try to get information out of me, or basically it could be him with an account, with a fake account. But like I said, this is the dumb stuff that I go through from time to time, so I don't pay any mind. Anyway, so check out the lens right here. So if I want to get a lens, this is a standard throw lens. So say if my lens downstairs gets damaged, right? The projector falls and I damage that lens, that's how much it's going to cost me to replace my lens. I have a standard throw lens downstairs. Now for a short throw lens, some of us talking about why don't I get a short throw lens for my projector? Short throw lenses are very expensive. This is a short throw lens, just a short throw lens. Look at the price for the short throw lens. And it depends on if you, now keep in mind, not all projectors have the ability to be able to change out their lenses. $20K. Not all projectors have the ability to be able to change out their lenses. Mine, I can change my lenses out of mine. So right there, see the lens on that? Those are interchangeable lenses right there. You can pull that lens right on out, put another one in. But the only problem is the lenses are really expensive. I wonder if they have, you want to see what a Christie Ultra Short that runs for. I love it when he says, I owe. He doesn't realize, it's funny because people watch my channel, they watch my updates, they watch me when I load, when you see all those orders stacked up on my table, orders that I'm pushing out every day. This is just people want to come in and start trouble. And it's a shame. You got nothing better to do at freaking, what is it, like 9 o'clock in the morning now? 9 o'clock in the morning, but to chime in on my channel and just try to carry on. Man, get a life. All right. If you claim you have this business, you shouldn't be on here having this conversation with me, because this is what I do for a living, so I can be on here doing this. You should be working. Okay, let's go with short throw. Short throw for a short throw projector, Christie short throw. If I wanted to buy a Christie short throw, what would it cost me? There you go. That's the price of a short throw projector for a Christie. That's how much I would pay for that projector, because the lens came with it. So somebody packaged the lens with it to make it short throw. But that's what I would pay for it. There is the ultra short throw for the Christie. That's what they run for. Told you, they're not cheap projectors. When I sat there and told you that projector is not a cheap projector. Brand new in the box, short throw projector. This is a short throw, just a short throw projector. Oh, this is ultra. Just a short throw projector. Ooh, wait, and this is a bed. Oh, this is the sand. Y'all can't use that. I'm about to say 50 bucks. I was going to jump on that right now. Christie remote controls. Look at the remote controls. The remote controls used are $42 for these projectors. And these are the short throw lenses. This is the lens. This is just the lens. That's it. This is just the lens. This is not the full lens right here. This is just this part right here. It's not this. You're just getting that part right there. And that's what that part will cost you for just that part. So if I want to get a Christie short throw projector, either I can buy the projector for maybe $2,400. Oh, see, look at this one right here. This is just for repair. This is not even. This is a short throw for repair. So you can repair projectors. Hey, they got one right here for $192. If you know how to repair, you're good with electronics and you can repair projectors and stuff, you could sell that for a pretty penny if you could fix that. You'll at least get about $2 grand off that projector if you can fix it. Let me see something for a minute. Get my keyboard out, right? Sorry about that. Doing some real quick. All right. See right here? This is the test demonstration we put out for Mr. You-Know-Who. That is called the Ultimate Screen Paint Challenge outside. See the date? That was 2019. Last year we put that challenge out. It was never matched. Never. And you want to see why it was never matched? I'll show you why it was never matched. Because that projector sat outside on 1100 lumen projector. And we're not talking about no balconies, none of that nonsense. Out in the open. So everything, all that, look at that, around 7:45 we're outside. That's why I can go outside and do a demonstration on the advanced technology we have now with a 1000 lumen projector at 12 feet back, and that screen will pull up because we did it already. This is a challenge we gave him to do the exact same challenge. It was never met. This would also too landed us a couple of contracts. So you're seeing it for yourself. Look at this. Outside. There's nothing in this demonstration. If you notice, if you look at the screen, there's nothing blocking the screen. There's ambient light hitting here, hitting here, hitting here. The screen's wrapped around the ambient light. There's no thing sheltering the screen at all. And this is an 8. Thank you so much. This is an 8, not the 12. 12s are far more advanced than the 8. And this is the challenge we gave him to do. We gave him 3 days to complete the challenge. He never did it. Now I'm going to show you the angle gain. I'm going to bring my camera all the way around. I'm walking around the screen. And I'm going to show you the projector. You can look for the projector for yourself. There it is right there. Sony. The VPL. Got it right downstairs. Same projector. Got it downstairs. So when somebody sits there and says, well, his stuff is pretty good. Well, oh, come on. These are the kind of demonstrations you have to do when you develop screen paint. You have to prove that it's true ambient light rejection technology. I'll go back to the beginning. Now that projector was manufactured in 1999. For anyone who's wondering why it's not in 16:9 and it's 4.3, because the projector is so old it only does 4.3. So it's a 1999 projector. So you can't say you have the same thing that we had if you're not doing the same demonstration. That's like saying, I'm not saying myself as a Lamborghini, but that's like comparing a Lamborghini, and sorry those you have Kias, but it's like comparing a Lamborghini to a Kia and say, hey, they're both the same thing. No, they're not. They're two different cars. One has a higher performance and the other one doesn't. And of course, ours doesn't cost as much as a Lamborghini. Now that's the reason why. Now mind you, that's an 8. That was an 8 right there. Look at the bottom right here. From right here at the bottom. All I told him to do, that when he got done, when he finished, when he did the video, post his link at the bottom. His link was never posted. This is the only thing that was posted at the bottom. It was our information. This was a challenge that we gave him, the instructions on what he had to do in the demonstration. Match it. That's all you got to do. Any projector would have worked at 1100 lumens. Gave him all the information right there. And then we did another one for him. This was the first challenge. We did another one for him. That's how much ambient light was making contact with my screens. That's the second demonstration we gave him to do. We had a screen inside and outside the house. So he had to produce an image on a screen inside and outside the house at the same time, fully lit environment. Demonstration was never met. Same projector right there, 1000 lumen projector outside. Showing the time 7:32. See the white screen in the middle? Right here. We're around measuring tape had to be, show the measuring tape where the projector was sitting. Let's see if I have it here. Like I said, they were none of these challenges were met. You want to see even crazier? I'll show you even crazier demonstrate. Another challenge we gave him, he didn't do. 50 lumen demonstration outside on a 50 lumen projector. This is on silver technology we were working on. 50 lumen. You have to be able to do these demonstrations because it's very important, because you learn from this. This is what you learn from. This is what you learn from. This is what it teaches you. If you cheat yourself when you come to your demonstrations, you learn nothing at all. You have to see if the screen's going to flaw. It has to flaw. It has to make mistakes, and that's how you learn to perfect it. If you don't, if you're constantly cutting corners, then you don't know what really needs to be fixed when you launch your product. That's why when you buy a car, even if it's just the brakes, you do know those brakes have been tested over and over again, and they've had failure on those brakes, and they know how to go back and fix those problems. But say if they cut corners, would you buy those brakes? No, you wouldn't buy those brakes. Let me see. You have to do all these tests. That's why when you saw me do the demonstration with the platinum eclipse, so those demonstrations that we're doing live, testing against different screens, different fronts of projectors, different lumen counts, doing tests outside, all distance throw, all those demonstrations have to be done. And you can't do it on a high powered projector because you're cheating yourself. You have to go with a low end projector, then we went with the high end projector, you went with the 5200 lumens, we did the white scenes, we did the screen with a hotspot. All that has to be done. You have to look for ways to destroy your screen, because if you can put it through the worst of the worst, then guess what? Everything else becomes the cakewalk. Yeah, that's the screen I tested yesterday. That's the lead screen, daylight screens at Paxson screen. I got their sample sheet right here. I tested the screen yesterday. Let me see, 50 lumen projector. We're gonna do this outside. You have to do all this, you know? And we had a ball with that screen. That was a plexiglass screen I was working on. see if we can find this one. Here we are, right there, for you to see for yourself. This was a challenge that was given to him. It said match the demonstration or better. This is silver technology we're working on. We don't do silver anymore, but this is silver technology I was working on a little back. I will show you. Let me go a little farther in so you can see it for yourself. The projector that we used in that demonstration to test out that screen game. So you see that little Pico projector sitting on the floor at around, let me get that camera to focus, 7 feet back on a Pico projector outside. And we're not talking about Pico projector in your room sitting up on top of your screen. We're talking about taking it outside. This is the kind of stuff you have to do. I've had incidents where screens, hey, we did testing, screens did not show up. You know what I mean? So that means you had to go back to the drawing board and fix whatever went wrong to get it fixed. You have to run those tests. Let me see. Come out of here for a minute. So I'm going to show you something right here. So this is why, you know, like I said, when you constantly do these kind of demonstrations where you're basically, that's why you see me buying these crappy projectors. Like, why in the world is he buying these freaking crappy projectors? We buy these crappy projectors because if I can make that projector look good, I mean, come on, if I get a 12,000 lumen projector, I mean, that's a cakewalk outside, man. I'll blow anything away with that stuff. And I can make the screen out of notebook paper. Oh, remember the Boxer? See that projector right here? I owned his projector. I own majority of all those projectors. That's the projector right there. I own that projector. Look at this. Got to run those tests. Look at this. That's what I mean by crazy demonstrations. You got to run those tests, man. Check it out. I'll show you. I don't try to say anything over again, but look at that. Bar light right against the screen, right against an open window, with floodlights under the screen to see how much light the screen can take in. But see, the problem, when I started getting into this, I realized that inside demonstrations are okay, but you have to be able to do it outside. That's the important part of a screen, because the ambient light outside is far more harsh. So you have to be able to do it outside. Let me show you right here. And you have to do black levels so they don't wash out. You see how that image looks? So the reason why you have to, you know, people ever seen people cut those bonsai trees? The years and years and years they put into cutting those trees to perfection, it takes time to do it. If you cut your corners, man, you're not going to be able to show what your technology can really do. If I were to stick his product out here, which I have done already, it would fade just like that. Number one, it's not even ambient light projection technology, which is needed. Because if ambient light projection technology wasn't needed, why in the world would Elite Screens, Black Diamond, Daylight Screens, all these big companies invest in ambient light projection technology if it wasn't important? It's very important. You have to have it. This was the plexiglass screen. I love doing plexiglass screens. I'm going to tell you that right now. I love doing plexiglass screens. Let me show you. Now, we're going to go back for a minute. Oh, that's my big screen. I was building this big screen. Let's go back to my videos right here. So remember when I showed you the projector outside, I showed you the 1100 lumen challenge on that projector right there that was never met. I'm going to show you, let's see. Now, right here on that projector was 1100 lumens, and from that, doing that demonstration and working with that formula, I figured out how to get a screen to produce an image outside on a low lumen projector by just doing that demonstration. That's why I said it's very important that you push the envelope when it comes to testing your product. You have to do more than just use a high power projector and an ambient light controlled environment, because what you're doing is you're cheating technology. You're not really testing it out. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's like you buying brakes for your car and they go, well, we tested it twice, it's good, put it on the market. And then you're going down a hill, you go to hit your brakes and something goes wrong that they didn't test out, and you and your family crash off the side of the road. You know, you want something that's tested. So that's why I have all these demonstrations doing all this crazy stuff, because I have to test that screen on different forms of surfaces. I have to see if we can freeze it, all kinds of stuff to see how the screen is going to react. So that's why I can come out here and do this demonstration, which I did on the Eclipse, not the Platinum Eclipse. That was done on a 1,000 lumen projector outside. Show you my little tiny projector I'm using back, and a portable one at that. I was using a portable projector. Now the reason why I can do that is because of all the testing. You can see as it gets darker and darker and darker, and the projector's starting out there a little lighter. So let me show you real quick. So I'm showing you the measuring tape around 12 feet back. There's my portable projector right there. So my my Sonys have to sit back at least about 12 feet. From there to the screen is where the projector sits, 12 feet. On a 1,000 lumens, 720p, 600 by 800 res projector. And the reason why I can do that now, because of the test that I had to put my screens through. When you saw that 1100 lumen challenge, yeah, you got to do those demonstrations, because that's how you learn from your technology. You learn to perfect it, make it better than what it was before. That's why you got a dark gray screen that's producing images outside that's not fading or washing out. I gotta figure out, man. I gotta get some PVC, because I gotta start working on that that frame, because I want to put a bigger screen outside. I want to put 150-inch outside. That's what I want to put outside. And look at this. My neighbors were blown away by this screen. This is the driveway screen. This is the screen I showed you downstairs, which I'm gonna do today. That's the black technology right there. That's the 12. Now you just saw me do that demonstration on a 1,000 lumen projector in the back of my house. I do it right in the front of the house, no problem. That's why I can show the 43, 42 outside. I can flex the screen's muscles and show that, or show it on a 43, or I can show you how impressive it is and go in the back and do it at 1,000 lumens. It's the part when I did the paint-on demonstration. Paint-on demonstration was done live. If you didn't see it, that's on plexiglass. So that's me painting the screen on a sheet of plexiglass. Let me go back a little bit farther in. So you can see me begin to paint on this thing. And see the projector I'm using right there? I used a 43 in that demonstration. I used a 2500 lumen Casio projector, 720p XGA, that was set in Eco Mode 1. Brightness was at 16, contrast was at -1. Got to show your measuring tape, how far your screen goes back, how much ambient light you have in the environment. We're 10 feet back on the screen. Watch me paint the screen. This is how fast it is on plexiglass. There's no priming. The only time you got to prime is when you're using it on fabric. That's the only time you prime the screen, because keep in mind, fabric is going to absorb the paint, and it could absorb more on one side. It could absorb more light on one side, heavy on the other side. Then you'll have an uneven screen. So what you want to do is you want to coat the surface with any form of primer, paint. Doesn't make a difference. It just has to absorb in the screen. Once that's done, then once it thoroughly dries, then you paint over top of it and you're done. So there's the screen already painted in. Now I'm gonna go over here and show you before we get to that part. I'm gonna set the screen up. This is me setting the screen up against the two chairs in my kitchen. Go back over here, turn my projector on. Boom. Live. Now in this demonstration, I was accused of using smoke and mirrors. Man, I would have to be really good. I mean, really, really good to manipulate real time. Like I said, if I'm that good, heck, I'll go move to freaking get a job doing magic tricks over at the Sands. I'm pretty sure being able to manipulate real time in reality, boy, I would get a lot of people coming in to watch that show. Or you can call me Thanos, and I'll just snap my fingers and do whatever I want to do if I got that kind of ability. But they can't accept these demonstrations right here. They'll never accept them, because for me, it's smoke and mirrors. That's all it is. It's smoke and mirrors. I'm doing some kind of great magic trick. That must be the new David Copperfield. I'm going to make the Statue of Liberty disappear before your eyes. Also, too, interesting, we got a customer who got a Chinese projector to run. Now, keep in mind, I had somebody come in, they were really mad about, like, well, it's a good projector, has a lot of good specifications, this, that, and the other, DLP, LCD. I never had a problem with either one. I got projectors downstairs that run both. I don't like LED projectors. I really don't like LED, but I got one that is a LED. But anyway, it doesn't make a difference on the screen paint, because I've used LCD and DLPs and they look incredible on the screen either way. It doesn't make a difference. I had a customer came in, and keep in mind the policies on the website. So if you do it, it's at your own risk. That if you go in and you test a projector that's not on the list, it's at your own risk if you do it. But we only support name brand projectors. Now, this customer came in and somebody got a little PO'd over it, because it did work on our screen, because we never had anybody test that particular projector, but we still have to put it in that same category because I had to protect myself. I can't post a projector up there that's never been tested. All right, so if it works, it's a good thing. Don't get mad over it because somebody came and said, well, it has the best parts and so on and so on. So wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it has the best parts, but it's a good projector. It does work on our screen paint, but I can't post something on there that's not going, that may or may not work, because that's false advertising. I had to have proof. I had to have somebody come and say, hey, I bought this projector. I did the test. It worked. Show me pictures, because I had a conversation with the fellow. He's a pretty cool dude. I said, show me the pictures, because I was skeptical. I've seen the Valve projector already. It didn't come up on the screen. So right here, these are the videos we show. This is a page we have under fake projectors. We had to pull the projector off because it basically did pull an image. The Valve projector was already tested. This WeMax projector was already tested. So if you go in and you scroll into our pictures, you will see the reaction of what happens when you hit a fake projector on our screen paint. It will not come up. And as for that projector, I think it's called the Valkio or whatever it's called. I had a few of those. I tested those myself. I know those definitely don't work. So, but somebody wants me to go in and just start buying fake projectors. I'm not wasting my money on buying a bunch of fake projectors. If you buy the projector and you take that chance and it works, we'll put it on the list. The Philips projector, I was baffled about that because I didn't think the Philips projector was going to show, excuse me, I didn't think it was going to show on the screen, especially when the guy was telling me it was only 700 lumens. This is a fella right now, you never saw these pictures. This is a fella right here who has the same projector I have downstairs. He's an Optoma GT5600. These are his whatchamacallits right now, his pictures he shared with us. He's using the 9 technology. You know, the one that was supposed to be so dark. That's what he's using on his Optoma GT5600 downstairs. You can see our customer demonstrations right here on our Facebook fan page. So when somebody does their demonstration of our technology and goes, oh no, 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 it's too dark, you won't be able to screen properly, the skin tones won't come up properly. Oh, here's a customer right here who owns our product. And if Mr. So-and-so wants to have a conversation with him, I'm pretty sure there's not going to be a problem with him telling him that the product works perfectly without a problem. Look at this. Here's a fellow right here who used a knockoff projector. Well, I'm not going to call it a knockoff because we can't call it a knockoff now because it worked. Like I said, he took the risk. He took the risk. He knew bottom line is that he was basically, if he did it and it didn't work, then it was all him. This is the 8. This is the one that was not supposed, it was so dark you couldn't see it on the screen. Remember? So dark you couldn't see it on the screen. And it's the customer posting his pictures. There's his projector right there. He didn't use it on a name brand. Keep in mind, he used it on a Chinese projector, which is even more impressive. There's the screen right there. There's his image. Look at the image on that. That's why I said when you do stuff like, and it doesn't bother me. The reason why it doesn't bother me because, like I said, at the end of the day, I make my money because my customers know my product works. It's right there. At the end of the day, I know my product works. I know that I have individuals out there who don't like that my product works because they are threatened by it. Why else would they take the time to do everything that they're doing when you watch their demonstrations by slandering my product? They know it works. And then when somebody comes out who does a demonstration, who says it does work, they'll go, oh no, they're in cahoots. They're so-and-so and so. This guy's halfway across the country. And he has the 8. I think he bought this last year. Look at the skin tones. Keep in mind, the image was supposed to be so dark that you couldn't see anything. Remember the boxer who did his preview on my technology and said it was so dark you couldn't see it? Yeah. Now, if I took him to court and I did a demonstration in the courtroom and that screen popped up, I could sue him for everything he's worth. It's called slandered. Look it up. If you had time, look it up. It's called slandered. That's what it's called. When you do something to somebody's product that's not, that you do something deliberately to damage it, it's called slandered. But quite impressive with this. Like I said, he didn't even do it with a name brand. He did it with a knockoff projector. And I can't say knockoff because we removed the projector. It has been added to the list. If you go to our list right now of projectors we do support, it's right there. Now keep in mind, there's 2 versions of this projector. His projector is this particular model right here. This is the one that we support because it does work. And we put note, this projector right here it's not supported. So until somebody comes in and does that projector, we can't support that projector, but we can support this one. This is the Philips ultra short though projector that the fellow came in. I've never seen anybody with a Philips projector use one, so I wasn't sure whether or not it was going to work. But he just demonstrated the pictures and he did it on 700 lumens. On an ultra short throw projector. I didn't even know Philips made an ultra short throw projector, which means I had to start looking around trying to figure out where to get that projector from because I wanted one for myself. You got to have a lot of hatred towards somebody to put that much energy. Think how much energy this person has put in to slandering my product. That's a lot of hatred you got to have for somebody to put that much time into it. Now, these are my pictures of my screen of me showing off the 12. But that's all documented, so I guess their pictures must be documented too. So, like I said, it's you got to think about it. It's a lot of hatred. You got to have somebody to do that. These are all the live demonstrations that we do on Facebook. That's the driveway screen right there. These are the knockoff projector demonstrations I've done. Explaining to people not to buy these projectors. So we've done demonstrations on these projectors. These are all stuff we put on the page to help people out to stay away from these projectors. Different paint on demonstrations, stuff like that. Let's see if I can find somebody else real quick. Looking for somebody else. I mean, I was on a, and I'll tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something real quick. You know the level of hatred? Real quick, I'm gonna tell you the level of hatred. I had a contract. We did these, remember I did the inflatable screens. We built the giant screens, we take them outside. So we did this demonstration on this inflatable screen that you can paint, which a lot of people who basically that was in the field of doing at that particular time before COVID, they were doing outside events with these giant screens, could make more money because our screens could activate, as you've seen in the demonstrations, they can activate earlier than a white screen would activate. And a white screen would have to be outside and a little dark in order to get the screen to activate. And even though if you got to activate, the images would just not be the same as our technology. So there was a fellow that was very interested in doing business with us. Real cool guy. He came down from Jersey. He came downstairs. I showed him off the screens and stuff where I was working on, stuff like that. So he got a chance to see all this stuff firsthand. So later on, we shared each other's information. He went back to Jersey and he was working on a contract for us. So I'm over in Home Depot picking up some items for fixing up around the house. And he calls me up and says, hey, somebody just sent me a very interesting email. And I said, what do you mean? Well, in the email, they were calling me a scammer. And I automatically knew who it was. And they were saying, don't do business with him, do business with me. Now, how we got that information was because I had a contract in my hand that I had from this fellow. It was a draft contract where both parties read over and change stuff in it. I set the contract on the table. Live and learn. Next time, don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. So I left it on the table just to show off the contract. And he saw the information, he contacted the company, he tried to slander my name. And the fellow said, I don't know who this fellow is. We said, it's very disrespectful. And he doesn't know that I saw the screens. I was there at your shop looking at the screens. So when I tell people, when you don't know who this person could be connected to, you don't know what kind of people he may be involved in as in business wise. And when you do sneaky tactics like that, you hurt yourself because this is a person now who knows what kind of things that you do and will not do business with you. The reason why is because if they sign a contract with you, you do something crazy and off the wall, as in these demonstrations he does where he likes to slander my stuff and call it this and call it that. It's not good for your business. It's extremely bad because if a company sees this, they're going to know that you practice bad business, which means if you sign a contract with that company and you do something to another person that you may be going against, or that company may be going against, and we're doing side-by-side demonstrations, and you take it a little too far, you run the risk of getting the company sued. They can be sued, you can be sued. So that's why people will stay away from people like that. And I've had customers contact me and tell me, and not to be rude or disrespectful, but I had them tell them that because of his practices and they can't figure out why he has so much hatred for me. I don't even know why, I tell you the truth. I just explained to him, like, look, I don't know why. I just leave it be and let him be him. All right. This is the 700 lumen projector. by a customer who used a Philips, which I was kind of skeptical. This is, he showed the before and after pictures right there. Showing you on the Facebook right there. So he showed off his screen here. That is a screen coated with 12 technology. That's 12. There's his projector he showed off. That's his Philips projector. And these are the results that he got from our screen paint on a 700 lumen ultra short throw projector in his home. And you can see where the projector is sitting, because it's not sitting right up on top of the screen. It's actually sitting down and it's projecting the image up. Let me see what we got here. I don't have time to be slandering someone's product. I don't. I'm not in here talking about his product. I don't. I don't have time. Too much to do. I mean, at the end of the day, I get a chance to sit down and relax, and I get to play my game systems on my screens and enjoy my day. And I'm blessed to have the money God blesses me to have to do the things that have to be done, and I'm happy. I know my product works. I've spent years perfecting it, and it just baffles me that somebody could have, I forgot to like that guy, customer. It baffles me that someone can literally have that much hatred for you, that they spend that much time doing what they do. These are the still shots of the screen that I did. This is the white screen that was splattered with their paint. And this is just still shots. This is stuff you don't see because we don't post this on YouTube. So you can see how incredible this stuff is. And I did a live demonstration on this screen to show you how much you're missing from your projector. This is a 4200 lumen projector that we flash these pictures on. Hey, how you doing? Michael, you got the same name as my brother. Now, this pretty much, oh, thank me. You ever a screen paint? I'm sorry, I get a lot of customers. You ever a screen paint? See, look where the river starts here and it disappears here and it continues here. This got us a lot of order for churches. Because churches use white screens, and they use very, very, very high-powered projectors. I think I already did this one already. Yeah. That's why I don't paint the whole screen half and half. I do that splatter effect just to give you an idea on how much you're missing. If we just were to take the screen and just throw paint on it, how it would react, how crazy it would look. So if someone's asked me, how can you do a straight line down the middle? That doesn't really catch you got to do things when you do your demonstrations that's going to put in that wow factor, that shock factor, that we can just take a white screen and just do a sloppy paint job on it, and we can show you, look, you don't even have to paint the screen on a professional level. That's how a kid can paint your screen. That's how easy it is. Hey, I told you, excuse me, the ViewSonics have those 235.1s in there, man. It's definitely worth the money. It's definitely worth the money. Instead of going out and spending all this money for a really expensive projector, that's going to give, it may and may not give you 235.1. I have several large venue projectors downstairs, and neither one of those have a 235.1 in them. But the ViewSonic I have on the floor that I paid 140 bucks has a 235.1 in it. You know, ViewSonic, if you're looking for a 235.1 projector, ViewSonic is the way to go. They have it in there automatically. You don't have to spend the money for a special lens, or hopefully your projector may have it. If you have to spend a couple of grand for it, you can get it right from the ViewSonic. Well, I'm glad that worked out for you. I really am. I'm really happy that worked out for you. I was trying to figure out. Oh. Yep, that's about the size you get. Yep. This is a solution. I'm happy it worked out for you. This is a solution if you're stuck inside the house and you really need to get outside. You can just set up a screen outside. I did this whole setup at Amazon. I bought the screen from Amazon. I bought the lights from Amazon, the rugs, the outside carpet, the patio furniture, everything. I bought it all from Amazon and had it shipped to the house. Nope. The only time you prime a surface is when you're basically you're doing a fabric screen. If you're doing a fabric screen, I suggest you prime the surface. But on plexiglass or anything like that, you don't have to prime the surface. It's a one coat application. But if you're doing a material like I said, like a fabric screen, I suggest you prime the surface because it is going to absorb some of that paint, and that's why you want to prime that surface first. I love that screen. All right, here we go. I got another one for you. This is a customer, and I was really scared about this one. This is the 9 technology outside on an 800 lumen projector. You already seen me do it on 1,000 lumen. That's why I kept telling you I'm trying to get this 800 lumen projector. Right now, I got a 900 coming in. But this is a customer who did it on an 800 lumen projector on our 9 technology. And that's on our 9 technology. Yeah, all those projectors are going to work on the technology. And then we got a couple new ones now we just added in there. A couple new projectors we added in there. Philips, and I can't pronounce the other projector to save my soul. Which I'm going to have to learn to because now we support that projector right there. Yeah, that was the paint on demonstration right there. But yeah, it'll work on the screen with no problem. I showed this to you guys yesterday, did I not? Our little conversation with SL Screens that we had right there. Our company back in the day. Yep. We actually had a little incident with Screen Innovation. I don't know if you can read that right there. We had a little incident with them. It's okay. I liked it when I first moved here. I'm in the process of buying a house right now. So I'm looking to move next year, 2021. I'm looking to move in to get something around, the house I'm looking at right now is around 5,000 square feet and about 4 acres. So that's what I'm looking for right now. Yeah, this house is going to allow me to build a giant screen in the backyard. I never had a 300-inch screen, but I'm kind of scared about that because, whew, man, if wind hits a 300-inch screen, boy, it's not going to come down pretty. Yeah, so I might build that screen out of micro mesh. If I build out of micro mesh, it'll allow. Oh, I forgot I got to do that demonstration. Dagnammit. Sorry about that. I forgot about that. I got to build a micro mesh screen. I got to go order the stuff. I got to build it a micro mesh screen. Well, no problem, no problem. You have a good one, Chief. You have a good one. I'm happy to be of help. But yeah, I got to build a screen out of micro mesh because keep in mind, you know, when you see the projection screen, some people get them at 100-inch outdoor projection screen isn't bad. 126 isn't bad. But keep in mind that the wind will hit the back of your screen and it will basically, these are the court orders right here. Not court orders, but their lawyer, SL Screens, sent us I think the cease and desist order telling us not to test out their technology anymore, not to do any side-by-side demonstrations. So I wasn't really doing anything bad. I was just basically doing one screen versus the other. And first they contacted us, wanting to talk, and then things didn't work out. And the reason why things didn't work out because They wanted us to come down to their facility over in Dallas, and the product when we made it was only around 25% done, and I said, can I get an NDA? So an NDA, for those you don't know, is a non-disclosure agreement. It means whatever parties that are involved in that particular group can only be present when we do those demonstrations, whatever we have down there. And if they show us anything new, we can't talk or say anything about it because you can be sued for millions of dollars. So that's what NDAs are for. They protect you when you don't have a patent or copyright on the product. It basically protects you from someone reversing engineering your product or basically tampering with it or talking about it to other people that shouldn't know anything about it. So that's what NDAs are for. And we requested one and they refused, and they said it wasn't really necessary, that so and so and so. Like, I'm going to bring down something that, are you crazy? That you don't, I know that you had, with all this money and power your company have, you have the potential to be able to reverse it just like that. Oh, heck no. I want an NDA. That's what I asked for. And one thing led to another. We had a couple of bad conversations back and forth, and I said, forget it. I don't want to be bothered with. And that was the end of it. So we did a couple more demonstrations on their screen, and this is where we got this letter from their attorney telling us to pull every last video demonstration down. Now, they can't get mad at me for showing this off, because you're the one who sent it to me. You gave this document to me, so can't get mad at me over that. And that's why when people sit there and say, well, why don't you test out Black Diamond? We did test out Black Diamond. We did. We just don't bother with them because of this nonsense right here. Now, keep in mind, I've done Elite screens, Daylight screens, DMP Supernova, Seymour AV. I've done all those different screens. Now, one of those companies have come back like this at us. Matter of fact, when we did Seymour AV, I got a chance to talk to the fellow who actually owned Seymour AV. His name is Chris, really cool dude. And he was the most polite person I've ever met in my entire life. I even been contacted by Optoma. Optoma contacted us when they brought out that 2000 lumen 4K projector. They wanted to test some of our product in a showroom. And I asked if I could get a hold of one of their projectors, and they were like, well, we can't send you out the projector and so and so and so. I said, well, I can't send you out the paint. And that's the end of that. So that was the end of it right there. You're not going to get nothing for free. Give me one of those projectors you have over there. But they didn't want to send it over because I wanted to test it out. I was like, well, forget it. And then later on, I bought the ViewSonic PX747 projector. That's what I purchased after that. I went over to ViewSonic. But yeah, I still like Optima, don't get me wrong. I just didn't like the way they handled that whole entire thing. I mean, you could at least gave me one of those projectors. You got tons of them over there. But they didn't want to send it over, so whatever. Let me see, projector PX 747 projector by ViewSonic. I bought it when it first came out. I bought it because that projector was 3,500 lumens when they first came out. And we did it on a black screen. Let me see if I can figure out where I got this at. Yeah, if we get good weather, I'm hoping we do, because weather around here is a little crazy. Like, oh, it's God's weather. He does what he wants to do. But it'll start off beautiful in the day, and then boom, it'll rain like crazy. Like, oh, yeah. Yesterday, I nearly missed getting my projector trashed yesterday because I was all ready to set things up outside, had everything set up downstairs. For some reason, but something I was supposed to do, I forgot and went down to work on it. And no sooner, because usually I leave my projector outside and I'll go take care of some stuff around the house. No sooner than I stepped foot down the basement, it started raining cats and dogs. I was like, oh, that'd have been my brand new projector right there. Right there down the drain. Yep. This is some of the old technology right there. That's one ViewSonic I had upstairs. And then we go downstairs and boom, there it is right there. ViewSonic 4K projector. I purchased that bad boy right there when it first came out. We had already tested 4K. We did 4K already. When a guy was trying to tell me about the projector, I said, no, I own that projector. I had it already. me showing it off when I first got it. Let me see, let me go over here real quick. Let me see. Oh, that's the other one I purchased. Alright, so you wonder why I got rid of the 4K projector. Why did I get rid of it? Because there's a technology that we developed. Like I said, 12s have a lot of the old technology and new technology embedded. One of the technology we developed was called Luminous AG47 Platinum. This particular technology had the ability to mimic a 4K projector, a 720p projector, to look close enough to a 4K. Now, before y'all go, oh, that's virtually impossible, that's why I did a demonstration on it. Because you got to do more than just talk it, you got to basically show it. So I'm going to show you why. And when I saw how the technology worked, I was like, that's it, I'm selling my 4K projector, I'm never buying another one again. That's the product right there that we developed. Let me come over here real quick. It's one of the projectors I was actually selling right there. Alright. So in the room, we're showing that's the Optoma 720p projector we're using in the demonstration. And over here, now we're going to put both images on the wall. And tell me, there you go. Now this one basically says, like I said, it's producing better color, but look at the images. You couldn't tell one from the other. Now keep in mind, when I bought that projector, it was $1,400. That 720p projector right there cost me 250 bucks. Actually, if you paid, let me see, 3,230. Yeah, because right now, like I said, the prices are really good. But I got that one when it first came out. When they first launched that projector, I bought it. But yeah, the prices on them are really good. You don't have to pay a lot of money for a projector. You really don't. Look at this, side by side. 4K. That's 4K and 720p side by side. That's what that technology had the capable of doing. That technology is actually embedded in 12s and 9s. Any screen we developed, that technology is embedded inside of it. That's why when I take a 720p, you couldn't tell a 720p from a 1080p. That's why I ordered another Christie. I ordered a Christie, I got a Christie 1080p downstairs, and then I ordered another Christie 720p. We're going to put them side by side. Then we're going to put the Christie and the Sony, which I'm curious to see because I swear, man, that Christie looks so much better than my Sony, man, and that hurts because I freaking love Sony. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm still going to purchase more Sonys, but I like that Christie. That Christie's gorgeous. Oh, it's gorgeous, man. It's a beautiful projector, man. It looks incredible in the screen paint. It really does. Good gracious, man. That's a good projector. I can see why they wanted so much freaking money for those things. Huh. There's my 235.1, my friend. There's the 235.1. I love this house because the wall was perfect for 235.1, and that's painted on the wall using our technology. Using a 720p ViewSonic projector. That's why when I did these demonstrations, I would show you the projector turned off first, because I wanted you to see how much condensed light is in contact with the screen at all times. That's why I do demonstrations like that. Well, when I used to do the ambient light, we don't have to do ambient light projection demonstrations no more because we got screens that produce images outside. So what's the point of doing an ambient light projection inside when we're doing them outside? But look at this. You can see how much light is making contact. You see the fireplace, how much light reflects off that? That's how much light was hitting the screen when I was doing the demonstration. Get lights on, lights off. Let me see, go back here. I never even heard of that projector. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I've never even heard of that projector. I had to go back and check that one for me. I'm like, I've never even heard of that one before. Yeah, the thing about it, when he's telling you right now that 235.1, they don't advertise that. They never tell you that that's actually in their projector. If you buy a ViewSonic projector, they will never tell you that that 235.1 is sitting in their projector. You got to find that out by accident. Yeah, that was my old place. That's the place that got me sick. I shouldn't be laughing about that, but yeah, that's the place that got me sick. That's the place right down here in this basement is where I got sick. This is what I'm going to show you right here where the projector is 235.1. I don't even remember building that screen. When did I build that screen? Is that me? Yeah, that is me. Oh, okay. Alright, so I'm going to show you something really quick. Alright, so this is where I show people that the ViewSonic projectors have a 235.1 option in the projector. Yeah, I did the whole demonstration with it. Whatchamacallit did. Oh, this is my favorite. This is on the Christie projector. This is a styrofoam projection screen. All made out of styrofoam. Looks like a TV, doesn't it? Yep. I'll show you something real quick before I gotta bail out of here real quick because I gotta go have breakfast and I gotta go take my meds. Yep. I gotta take my meds. Take my meds for my lungs. It cuts down my infection on my lungs. So before everybody starts thinking, oh, no, it's not that. I got lung damage. The house I just showed you, and when I told you the house that got me sick, I breathed in a year's worth of black mold. That's how I got sick in that house. Oh yeah, I'm going to put in a 235.1. The house has 4 acres on it. I mean, it's 5,000 square feet. I think I pretty much should have to. I mean, the basement's massive, so I'm probably going to put a 235.1 because I do miss that screen so much. You have no idea how much I miss my 235.1. Oh man, that's an amazing screen, man, because that screen went on forever. It was an amazing screen. I loved it. I am going to get another, I am going to do another 235.1. The biggest one I had was 178 inches. That's the biggest screen I had in 235.1. That's the biggest one I had. But man, being able to watch, that's when you watch your movie in real widescreen format. Real widescreen format, and it's 235.1. This fan's killing me. 235.1 is real format. It's real widescreen format. So when you get movies and it says it's widescreen format, you got to see it in 235.1 first. It is freaking blow your socks off. I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know if it's playing or not playing, or if I got to pause. All right, so this is a demonstration I did yesterday because people were asking me about those Christie projectors. I told you Christie projectors are incredible. And they were saying that maybe it's the projector doing all the work. So we did the half and half screen, we did the half white screen, and we did other tests with other different forms of screens. So we did we had the screens I used the darkest screens I could get my hands on. So the darkest screens that I have in the that I have here would be the Dark Star 9, the DMP Supernova Blade, and the Paxson. I think it's a Paxson. I'll pronounce the screen right to begin with. I do apologize, but yeah, that just shows you, like, this is a DMP Supernova right there, and that's a Dark Star 9. So it kind of shows you in the demonstration, if you're using that Christie projector, say this is your white screen or white wall, what most people do is they take that sample sheet and they put it against their screen to see exactly how much they're losing. But keep in mind, that screen at the top is $5,000 for a screen size of 100 inch, just 100 inch, not 120 inch. And the Dark Star 9 is $3,000 for a screen size of 100 inch. That's it. So we're going to put that against my screen right now. And keep in mind, for my screen paint, for the platinum, would cost you somewhere between, like, I think it's $164 or something like that around that price, for a screen size of 100 inch to 120 inch. Oh, they would make. I called ViewSonic on that. I did. They wouldn't explain why they don't talk about that option. They wouldn't explain it. So keep in mind when I tell you that you have to do demonstrations to show what your product is worth. I just showed our technology blending into a screen that is $3,000 and $5,000 projection screens. Now that surface right there, that is, let me see if I can bring it up real quick. I think I'll put it right in front of the camera. Show you how dark the screen is before I show you it. There you go. We'll pause right there. Told you I had their sample sheet. There's their sample sheet right there. That's Daylight's, their very dark screen is 0.8. That's supposed to be one of the darkest screens that they develop. Now I'll put that right there against the white screen, because that's usually what most people will do. They'll take the screen and they'll put it against a white screen. Yeah. That's 235. I've seen a projector that had 239. That's a big screen. I do make money. I just don't want to make that kind of money. I don't want to make that kind of money. Like I said, I've had offers from big companies. People want to buy me out. I could have been a millionaire by now. I could have been. But that means I would have become something that I didn't want to become. That means I would have been just as equal as to the companies that don't like me. I mean, I have contracts under my company. I have big contracts under my company, but I can't utilize those contracts because of COVID-19. We can't go out and buy mass quantities of supplies. So I put all my contracts on hold because I'm taking care of my customers. You know, people need these screens in their homes, you know what I mean? Because you're going to be in your home majority most of the time. Even if you could go out, where would you go? To tell you the truth. I mean, most people get out just to feel alive again, but it's not like you can really go sit down in a restaurant without going through all these crazy procedures. You know, a friend of mine went to the gym the other day and they had to go through all these crazy procedures. Like, you know, I might just go to Amazon and just buy the equipment and just stick it in my basement and work out in my basement. because at least I'm in a controlled environment. And I think that's what it comes down to. It comes down to now to just being in a controlled environment where you have control. And that's what pretty much I think what it really comes down to. The reason why we can't go to movie theaters anymore, because now if you look at it, you can go on your PS system, cell phone, whatever, and you could buy the movie that just launched from the movie theater. And it's that peace of mind and control. Yeah, cartoons are huge. That is true. But it's about having that peace of mind, that control factor. So that's what it all comes down to. I tell you, man, I think once we surpass this, a lot of us are going to be serious germophobics. I know that I am. I definitely know what I am. That's why I'm buying 4 acres of land in a big house, because I'll have plenty of room to move around, and I'll just be away from everything. CinemaScope, yeah, CinemaScope. I haven't used CinemaScope on a projector yet. I use anamorphic and panorama, but not CinemaScope. But yeah. So like I said, I could have easily sold out. I've had contracts in Dubai. I've had contracts in UK. I've had contracts with people who wanted to be private investors and all kinds of stuff. I had 10-year contracts overseas. Yeah, I pretty much had all that stuff. And I walked out of a lot of contracts because, keep in mind, I had one contract, and maybe people might think I'm a little crazy for doing it, but I don't. I feel I did make the right decision. And these people were people had a lot of money, and they were in their Facebook pages. They were showing off Rolls Royces and the top luxury hotels, even that 7-star hotel in Dubai. They were showing up a lot of stuff, flexing, showing their stuff off, and they were interested in investing in my company, and they wanted a certain percentage of it. So the guy asked me in the conference meeting, he asked me, he said, "So where did you get the idea from?" And I said, "I got it from God." And they laughed about it. And I said, "Well, how do you find that funny?" He said, "No, God doesn't do anything. Man does everything." And I got up and I walked out of the room. I walked out of the contract. I feel that I'm not going to put a dollar sign, or I'm not going to put anybody before God. And I don't care how much money that I lose in the process, because people have to understand you're not losing any money at all. If God basically controls everything, He controls whether you eat or sleep or whatever goes on in your life, and He can make sure He blesses you to have whatever you need, then why in the world would you need to depend on somebody who basically has some money? No one has more money than God. No one has more than what God can do. So I never sold out. I had the opportunity to sell out. I had an opportunity to have a big house, nice car, and everything. I didn't sell out. The reason why I developed my screen paint, because when I first started off, I had a I'll tell everybody the story. I had a set up my house, nice computer system all set up. I had 2 Sony 42-inch TV sets that were all, everything was all linked up. This beautiful system, 2011 motherboard, 15 gigs of terabyte space, 4 12-core processors, liquid cooling system, 9 yards, everything. I had this amazing PC that I built. So anyway, long story short, I went to my buddy June's house. He had an Xbox 360, right? And he's over there, and I'm like, PC Master Race, running my mouth. I walk in that door, I saw Gears of War on a 120-inch screen. I was like, oh, what the freak? Boom! Blew my brain away. I wasn't even looking at graphics. I wasn't looking at any of that. I couldn't care less if it was on Atari 2600. It was a 120-inch screen. I went home to my dinky little TV. I was like, I can't do this. I can't game on this screen anymore. So then I contacted him. I knew nothing about projectors, not a freaking darn thing about projectors at all. The last time I saw a projector, it was BMC. That's the last time I saw one. And mind you, I'm 52. I grew up in the era where, you had the AV kits that come to your room. I don't know what it is now. I don't know if it's DVD now. But I remember the VHS, and I do remember reel to reel. Reel to reel. Yes, that back, reel to reel. So anyway, he's the one who taught me everything about projectors and lumens and all that stuff like that. I learned from him. And my first projector was a BenQ MS500. I hit my wall with it. It sucked. I was like, where's the color? Where's the contrast? Like, nothing was there. Didn't make a difference if I had a Tesla video card. I couldn't see anything that I saw on my TV. So I called them up and I said, hey, look, I'm not seeing anything here. I need something else. Maybe one day. I might do that one day. So I'm not ignoring you. But so I decided to go out and he told me about this. He had a Gray Wolf. I don't know if you know what Gray Wolves are. They were old screens back in the day, but they were very expensive. They're like $3,000 screens. They were called Gray Wolves way before the Black Diamond ever existed. So, or basically where Black Diamond was probably developing this screen, there's something called Gray Wolf. So anyway, I couldn't afford $3 grand for a screen because I tapped myself out building this PC. So he told me about YouTube had some kind of YouTube paint that you can make. So I went to get the ingredients. I went down to go pick it up, and the guy came back and told me 2 of the paints, they don't make anymore because one of them had a problem with causing to give people, I don't know, it was cancer or something pretty bad, but they discontinued it. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out what I'm going to paint on my wall. I got a bland screen, a powerful projector, and I'm not happy. So I pray and I ask the Lord, direct me what to do, and I picked up whatever he told me. Gotta listen. Gotta listen. Don't listen to your own thoughts. Listen to him. I listened. I went home. I was kind of skeptical a little bit because I was scared. Painted this on my wall. And when I turned the projector, boom. I saw the colors, the contrast, everything. And then I'm looking at the screen and my buddy, my roommate, walks in and he looks at the screen and says, you know, you should sell this. 10 years later, here I am. So that's how it happened. What do you call it? I can't explain all that, to tell you the truth. When I developed technology, like I told you, I learned about chemistry from being in this business. I learned a lot about chemistry from being in this business. When I started off, I knew nothing about chemistry. When someone asks me how does this work and how does that work, I couldn't begin to even tell you how it works. How my ideas come to me is when I first showed you the demonstration. The day I think it was a half an hour right after I developed the platinum eclipse. I showed it live. Me coming up saying, "Look, this is what what I just made about half an hour ago," and I did the demonstration right there for everybody to see. This is a technology. Half an hour ago, that stuff was developed. Because I explained to people that my ideas come to me in my dreams. So when I sleep, I get these ingredients. It doesn't happen all the time. Yeah, they're nice speakers. They're real nice speakers. I come up out of my dream and I just start writing stuff down. I got stuff sitting around that I have never even made before. I just never got around to doing it, especially that ceiling 3D paint. Never got around to doing that one. But it just comes to me and I write it down and I go from there. And I just make it. And then I run all the tests that have to be done with it. That's the fun part, the tests. Doing the high-end projectors it's not hard. Doing the low, crappy projectors is really, really fun. I like using those projectors. I'm going to show you the projector I just bought. I can't wait for it to get here. Oh, no problem, no problem. Those speakers you were talking about, man, yeah, I checked them out. I've seen a few people on forum sites with them. They are incredible. They are. I don't know what I'm going to get for speakers, to tell you the truth. I haven't bought speakers in... I haven't had good speakers in probably 5 or 6 years, you know? So I don't really know what I got to do some research. Right now I'm doing research on outdoor speakers because of the house I'm getting. I'm going to put a Japanese garden out there, koi fish, Japanese tea house. I like to drink tea. I got to feed my squirrels too. I'm also going to put a nice big screen out there, and I got to figure out exactly what speakers. I saw these speakers that they bury under the ground, they're subs. So I want something really nice for outside. Oh, no, you have a good one, Chief. You have a good one. I'm glad it worked out for you. Yeah, I was talking to them about this 235.1, and like I said, the ViewSonics have them already, and they just don't advertise it. They don't advertise that projector has the 235.1 in it. They don't tell you. Like, you know, I've called ViewSonic up and I was like, how come you don't advertise this? You know how much money you can make if people knew you had a 235.1 in your projector settings? And they were like, well, you know, they shove it off like it ain't nothing. And keep in mind, it isn't like particular models that have it in. Like, you got to buy the most expensive model to get it. I bought the lowest projector that they had with 600 by 800 res, 3600 lumens, which I don't understand that one. How does a projector by 600 by 800 res have a 3600 lumen in it? And then on top of that, it has a 20,000 to 1 contrast. That's freaking nuts. 800 to 600 res with a 20,000 to 1 contrast. Blow your brains out, man, thinking about that way. Yeah. And then it has a 235.1 anamorphic and panorama in the lens. Plus 16.9, 69, sorry, 69, 16, but that's 16.9 in it. But the fact that I'm thinking, like, who the freak puts a projector SVGA, an SVGA projector 600 by 800 with a 20,000 to 1 contrast? Are you freaking kidding me? I got a Panasonic downstairs, and that Panasonic down there will blow that freaking other projector clean out of the water. It's freaking 1920 by 1080p. It is a WXGA projector. It has a 16,000 to 1, not a 20,000 to 1. My ViewSonic on the floor has Optoma on the floor has a 20,000 to 1. I'm thinking, wow, these people are freaking mad scientists, man. That's what I kind of like about ViewSonic. ViewSonic puts those extra perks in there for you, man. They always put those extra perks. When that PX747 projector came out, that projector was 3,500 lumens at 4K with a 235.1 in it. All right, so this is what I got right here. I got the Christie projector right here. That's the Christie projector right there. I got that coming in. Let me see, hold on. Let me see. This is the projector I'm more happy about. This is the one that's making me giddy as a schoolgirl with a new dress. Yeah, 5 acres is nice. 5 acres is nice because I'm planning to get me a couple of big dogs, man. I got a few dogs. I want 7 altogether. So I want some Irish. I want some Irish hounds. I feel Irish bloodhounds or no Irish. Irish something. What do they call Irish something hounds? I forgot the name of them, but they're really tall. I put one of the tallest dogs. I want a British bulldog. I want at least one. I'm gonna call him Mr. Franco because I like Mr. Franco. I'm going to get Irish wolfhounds. They're called Irish wolfhounds. I'm getting a couple Irish wolfhounds. I'm getting some Newfoundlands. I love freaking Newfoundlands. I know they slobber all over the place, but they're big bushy dogs. I just freaking love them. I want a couple of them. Yeah, I want a couple of them. And keep in mind, because if you have a dog that big, and I've had big dogs before. I've had Great Danes, Rottweiler, German Shepherds. I've had those. I had a Saint Bernard once. That's a big dog right there. You got to feed that sucker with a snow shovel, literally. But those dogs, if you notice, people have those dogs. They have like the areas open. They have no narrow hallways or vases or anything in the way. This dog is really crazy trained. But other than that, they have an area where the dogs can move in and out where they can't destroy much. And those dogs are very destructive because they're big. They can't help it. They're just big dogs. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. What I'm going to do is, with 4 acres, I'm going to build them their own customized dog house. It's literally going to look like a regular house, but I'm going to have it looking like Snoopy's house, with a giant cutout of Snoopy laying on top of the house. But it's going to have heat, hot water, gas, air conditioning, all that cool stuff in it. It's got to have air conditioning because these are big, heavy dogs, especially Newfoundlands and St. Bernards, and the Alaskan Husky, stuff like that. I do want an Alaskan Husky. I do want one of those. But the Malu, or they call it, one of those. But anyway, those dogs have to be in air conditioner climates because it's really hot outside, and they used to be in cold climates. You got a dog that's used to being in the cold. You got to have it in something where they're not too cold, but just enough so it's comfortable for them. They can't be out in the heat. And I'm going to put their own swimming pool out there because I know for a fact that Newfoundlands are water dogs. They love the water. Any dog loves water, but they love the water. So I'm going to get their own little special section set up for them so I can go out there and see them. And the reason why I also need that is because my 2 godkids are allergic to dogs. So they can't be around dogs at all. Unfortunately, they can't be around any dogs at all. So I have them away from the property. It's to have that area gated off. Not saying gated off where I can't see them, but to have that area gated off, people have to understand that yeah, that's true. That's true. A lot of people don't realize that if you have a dog, it's licensed, all right? So your dog is licensed and all that, right? And you got it on your property, you're having the family get together, and your dog is not comfortable with somebody and he decides to bite that person, right? Even if the person's intimidating the dog and the dog bites that person. Some people know this, some people don't, but dog bite can be, you can sue somebody up to $50,000 on a dog bite. They break the skin, that's a $50,000 lawsuit. So if I have my dogs in their own little area, they get like 1 acre or probably half an acre to themselves, and they get their areas gated off. There is no way in the world possible, especially with cameras out there, that if somebody to that section where those dogs are at and started messing with them, and then happened one of those giant bears jump over the gate and attack them, that's not funny at all. They bought it on themselves, because it just shows, you know, right there. But I'm gonna have them away from the property, but enough where I can get to them and have fun and play with them, joke around with them. I don't need any guard dogs. I'm good. Okay, so this is the projector right here that I'm excited to get. Yes, and I shall say this one time, I'm as giddy as a schoolgirl with a new dress, and that's a whole lot of giddy. See that projector right there? That projector is so old. So old. How old is it? Oh, hold on for a minute. Make sure my information doesn't pop up. It is so old. I love projectors like this because this is the challenge, man. This is the real challenge. This is where I really get a chance to challenge the technology. The oldest projectors I have downstairs right now are around, I got 1,000 lumen projector downstairs. So I got 1,100 and I got 1,000 lumen projector downstairs. But this projector right here is, and what you see what the contrast on this projector is, man. I was tickled pink when I saw it. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. Let me show you the contrast on this projector. Boy, projectors back then cost a lot of money, man. You think about it. All right, I'm going to show you right here. All right, so that's the projector right there. You know what the price tag for this projector is? The price tag for this projector, when it came out, let me see if they got the price for it up here somewhere. Where's the price at? Yeah, $4,195. This projector came out in November of 1999. God, you know how old that is? That's amazing, right? Look at the specs on it. 900 lumens, 800 by 600 res. Look at the contrast. 100:1 contrast. That is freaking amazing. I love this. I'm not looking to go down that road, man. I want to keep things simple. You know what I mean? You know, I just want to keep things simple. I'm happy the way things are going. You know, I get my orders come in. You know, I'm blessed to have my orders come in. I'm blessed to have my customers are there for me. I'm happy with what I have. I don't really. That's why companies want to take my product and they want to slap it on the screen and they want to charge $5,000 and $6,000 and $7,000 for. I'm like, no. Just keep it the price that it is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Make it so everybody can afford it. I mean, even when at the time when people would sit back and say, well, at one point you were charging $500 and $600 for your screen. I was blowing out $5,000 projection screens. Think about that. $5,000, $4,000 projection screens. I was pulling up images outside. Some of the screens could not even do. Yeah, my screens were worth their weight. They were worth their weight. I had companies like Black Diamond contacted me. So that tells you right there, yeah, even at $500 a quart, that screen could do something that a $5,000 screen couldn't do. But the reason why the price changed was because I had a customer contact me. He was an everyday Joe, 9 to 5, and he said, man, it's just too expensive. I can't afford it. I just want this screen here for my kids. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm crunching the numbers, like, we can do this. We can charge under $200 for our product, still make a profit, and still keep our company afloat and make it so everybody can afford it. So the first test we did was we did the special promotion for $178, and it did well. The company maintained. We had no problems whatsoever. Everything went well. And then after that, I said, you know what? We're just going to keep everything under $200. The only thing we didn't keep under $200 was the gallons. The gallons are a little bit more expensive to make. But we kept it as low as we can. I kept it at $248, which is as low as I can do it. But keep in mind, we're showing you what this technology can do. Blow out a $3,000 projection screen, and it's going to cost you that for a 100-inch when you could paint a 150-inch for $187, and you don't have to have a special projector. Like, it has to be ultra short throw compatible. You have to go through that because the paint already is ultra short throw compatible. I like to see. Now keep in mind, we can't do any outdoor demonstrations with these particular screens because these screens are designed for indoors, so they wouldn't do well outside. But I do know that Elite makes a Yardmaster screen. Majority of any screen outside is white, so that's a cakewalk for the technology, you know what I mean? Because we thrive on dark screens outside, and that lighting we use at our hours, a white screen wouldn't survive out there that long until it got darker. Oh, this is so old. This projector is so freaking old. Birdman. Why do I know the name Birdman? Sounds familiar. Oh well. I hope he's not what I think he is. Birdman, Birdman, Birdman. Usually people who use my last name, not my last name, is B-Y-R-D, it's not B-I-R-D, like the bird that flies away. Excuse me about that. All right, Birdman, what's going on? Nope, haven't seen it. Have not seen it. But if you're saying that, I mean, like I said, I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it. I did check out that projector. That fellow was ranting in my room about, oh, he kept going on and on and on about this Mitsubishi projector. I saw the projector. It's a bit iffy. I'll tell you why. Because it's a projector that projects an image. Like, say you got the projector here, it'll project an image here, and you can actually touch. It's a touch screen projection, which is pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. But, I mean, for the price for it, no, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it. Because, like I said, sometimes there's hologram, or not holograms, but even hologram and projection touchscreens that you can do off your desk have some kind of, they have flaws in them sometimes from time to time. No, you can't really say that. I've seen some good Mitsubishi projectors. I'm probably butchering the daylights out of that name, but I've seen good projectors. You can't say that all projectors are bad, because some people feel that ViewSonics are crap. Some people feel that Sony's are crap. Some people feel that Christie's are crap. It's to each his own. That's the way I see it. To each his own. Whatever makes you happy at the end of the day. I just wouldn't go near a knockoff projector. Just wouldn't do it. And JBL speakers, yes. Yeah, I can't believe this projector was freaking. At one point, somebody paid $4,000 for this projector. $4,000 for it. All right, I think it's gonna be time for me to feed my squirrels. Oh, man, I can sit in that chair forever. You're wondering what these are? You know those hospital things they have you wear at the hospital? That's what they are. They're comfortable. I bought a whole big pack of them. And usually, my problem is I walk around in my socks all day, so I trash my socks. Most of the time I walk around barefooted, but then again, sometimes I have to go outside and I have to grab stuff. So I end up trashing my socks all the time. So this is the demonstration we want to do today, later on the day. That's going to be pre-recorded because Wi-Fi and outside is Poltergeist City. So I have to do that pre-recorded, but that's what we're going to be setting up today. We're going to be using the Christie outside. And the reason why I got the fan on the screen, because this has been drying. Actually, should be dry by now. This was drying all last night because I did something really stupid. Yeah, like I said. But like I said, to each his own. Like I said, because, well, I'm going to go back to say I did something stupid. I actually painted the screen and did the demonstration and didn't give the screen a day to dry. Usually when you're doing fabric screens, you want to make sure, because there's a lot of paint going on the screen, you got 2 coats going underneath to prime the screen so the paint doesn't soak through. You don't get a blotchy looking screen. And then you got to put a second coat on top of it, 2 coats on top, or 1 coat, it's up to you. And the mistake that I made was, what I got on my screen, man? The crap. The mistake I made was I painted the screen, and then right after it was slightly dry, I took it outside and did the demonstration because I wanted to get the demonstration out of the way. And then when I forgot, I was not supposed to fold the screen, which I did because the screen was not properly dry, and it stuck a little bit. So you need a day to dry these. Anytime I paint a screen, I always throw the fan on, and I come down the next day and I do the demonstration, which I didn't do. I did all this all at the same time, which was really stupid. Hey guys. They never speak. All right, so these are my babies right here. These are my Sonys right there. Right there, all Sonys. Another pocket Sony. This is the 1000 lumen. This is the Panasonic right here. Another Sony. Epson there on the floor. I should have another Christie coming in, so I'll have another Christie Optoma GT5600. I can't show you in the shop because I got stuff in the shop that you're not supposed to see, but I got my other 30 projectors down there. Oh, here's another one. This is Sony 5200 lumen projector right here. Ooh. But I may be changing this out today because I want to see what the PS4 looks like on this so badly because the color on that projector is insane. That's what it looks like. All right, I am going to get myself a hot cup of tea. And yeah, I love tea. Get myself a hot cup of tea. Oh, really quick, if you're looking to get a ceiling projector, let me move this crap out of the way. So you can project all the stars all over your ceiling, right? The first one I showed you was this one right here. This is the one I have in this room right here. This is for projecting stars on the ceiling right here. So you can get that little galaxy on your ceiling. This is good. They're about $100, but I think it's called Stargaze or whatever it's called. But I wouldn't spend the money on that. I mean, I bought that about a couple of years ago. This is the one I would get. This is the best one I've ever purchased. This one cost me $65. If you want to put a real galaxy on your ceiling right here, all over this, oh man, it is freaking beautiful. I'll do a demonstration tonight and I'll put the link on where I got it, but you can get them on Amazon for like $65, but it is so freaking worth it, trust me. If you are going to be putting this in your kids' room, I would put it up high because that's an actual laser right there, and you don't want Tommy or Jimmy or whatever sticking their face in that right there because yeah. Cough drops. Go front for me. Oh, well, I was explaining to you about the mesh screen I'm going to do. The reason I'm doing the mesh screen is because air can travel through the screen. If you do a screen outside of 100 to 120 to 150 inches, keep in mind wind will hit the back of your screen and it will turn it into a sail, which means that you're going to have to anchor the daylights out of the screen. The screen I have here outside is 126 inch. It rained last night, so I just got to pull the carpet up and pull the rug up and then basically the deck dry because I don't want to get any mold underneath from the bottom of that. I already been through that nonsense already in the other house. And then over there, that's the screen right there. The reason why it's covered up because we have birds over here that like to play target practice with the screen, so that's why that's covered up. But what I learned is because that screen is sitting right against the side of the deck. When the wind came in from this way, I only had it tied down. I got it tied down, anchored down to the side of the banister from this side to this side. I never anchored the middle. So when the wind came in and hit that screen, it bent my screen. That's an aluminum screen and it bent my aluminum screen. It bent it like out like this way. So the wind pulled and pushed the screen in the middle because these particular screens, when you buy them, this is an elite screen. They come in sections. So that top section that goes all the way across, it's broken in the middle so you can separate the screen so they can pack it in a smaller box. It's not one straight rail. It's actually a one rail connected together with a piece in the middle. Well, the wind was strong enough to hit the back of that screen and bend that screen outward, gave a little arch in the front. So what I had to do was I had to lay the screen down, press it back in place, and then put an anchor right in the middle so when the wind hits it, it doesn't push the screen outward. So keep in mind, that's an aluminum screen leaning against my deck, and that screen was able to be pushed inward. So what I'm going to do is, see that stuff right there? That's micro mesh. They use that for privacy, for fences and stuff like that. You can turn that into a projection screen. I got a breeder that I'm working with, maybe to get my dogs. I'm decided, and a few of the dogs I'm buying, I'm getting are rescue dogs. Majority of them are going to be rescue dogs. I believe they deserve a second chance. I'm not into. If they're puppies, they're puppies, and if they're older dogs, they're older dogs. It doesn't make a difference as long as I got somebody I can bring home and I can spoil the crap out of them. But anyway, so right there, that's micro mesh. So that's the stuff you want to buy. So I'm going to turn that into a projection screen. We're going to coat that. And the beautiful thing about micro mesh is the wind can blow all day long. It's just going to filter air right through the screen, and that's going to keep the screen from buckling or ripping or all that stuff. You're still going to have to anchor it down because you don't want your frame blown away, but it's not going to cause your screen to rip out or tear. So that's what that micro mesh is fantastic. It's so neatly put together, more tighter than the screen, where you're going to be able to produce a solid image across it. So I got to go order some more of that. We're going to build a screen out of that because my friend comes down on, they come down on Wednesday. Now, anyone who hasn't received a tracking number, and the reason why I told you if you haven't received a tracking number is because we're getting supplies in. My supplier comes down on Wednesday. So when she comes down and picks everything up that I need to finish everything off, from there, we'll start sending out your tracking numbers because I don't want to send your tracking number now. Something comes in late, your tracking number expires, and I have to void your tracking number and send you a new one. I want to get it right the first time. But yeah, that's what we're going to do without a micro mesh right there, because I learned that the hard way when I put that screen up. That screen bent right in the middle, and I didn't notice it when I was watching the movie. The movie was pushing outward in the arch. I was like, what the freak is wrong with the screen? I thought it was the projector. And I went to look to the side, and the screen was bent where the wind hit it and pushed that screen out. On top of that, I have metal screws at the bottom to keep the screen from pushing out underneath of it. But yep, we're going to do a micro mesh screen. And I have a, so we can simulate wind, a lot of wind. I have here, let's see if I can find it. Is it on this side? No. I think it's on this side over here. Here we are. These are compressors that they use for blowing up inflatable screens. They push a lot of freaking air. We're going to use that to test it on. I can't pick up a dog right now. Not where I'm living right now. This place I rent. I rent this place right here, so we can't have dogs here. But that's why I'm looking to buy a house. I'm actually going to be buying this one from the owners. The people that I'm renting from are really, really nice people. So I'm going to buy this house from them and fix this up. Not as much to fix up, but in order for me to do a rent to own on here, I have to go through some building codes and stuff like that on my end. But my friend, my godkids, their mother is going to get this house. And I'm going to move out to Westchester and live out there. I'm only an hour away from them anyway, so they need anything. But I can't have the dogs until I move. But yes, we're going to use this right here. This blows a ton of air. They use these for blowing up inflatable screens, so there's a lot of power in this. So we're going to use this to test on the micro mesh. All right. I'm going to build ourselves a little tiny movie screen. We're going to anchor it down to the ground. It's going to be so cool. All right, so that's why I said when you got to do demonstrations, you got to do it the right way. So this is going to work. I was going to get a leaf blower, but that works much better. All right, I'm pretty sure y'all got other things to do today. I got to get out of here. Thank you for spending the time with me. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for about the speakers and about the dog and all that stuff like that. I really appreciate that. If you have any other information, my friend, email it to me, which I can get a chance to save it and I can look it over from there, okay? With that being said, thank you all for your time. I got to go, and God bless. Be safe.